I probably won't make a longer video today because I have some chanting I have to learn for Saturday's Uposatha. Yes, 15 days has gone again and it is the new moon of January. So the 16th of January has passed. This was the death anniversary of AJAHN CHA, the Thai Forest Master, Longpur Cha, whom is largely responsible with Ajahn Sumedho for bringing this Thai forest tradition of Theravada Buddhism to the West, specifically to my birth county of Sussex in England, where there is the first Thai Forest Buddhist Monastery, Chitta Viveka, which means internal refuge for the chitta, the mind, the heart-mind. This resulted, I suppose, in my first trip to Thailand. Whether it would have come about by other means, I don't know. Now, this is celebrated by many thousands of people going to that monastery in northeast Thailand here, in Isan, Wat Pong, which is the head office, if you like, of that particular group, organisation of Theravada Buddhist monasteries now throughout the world. So this is commemorated obviously by his disciples still surviving and many students whom have had the benefit of his teaching via those disciples as it's been handed down through some generations now and years, many years. My first teacher at this nearby here, Thai Forest Monastery, Wat Map Jan, Ajahn Anan, he is there at Wat Pong for that commemoration, and many other Thai Forest Masters also. So, I have digressed because I was thinking of the date, being as the Uposatha is coming up, the new moon of January. I will be here for the usual recitation of our 227 Bhikkhu rules, the Patimokkha. Now, as you may remember, I'm normally getting on a bus on a day before that and going off to Bangalore from my west coast location in South India, but now I'm here. There is no bus. I just walk up the hill to the temple where the quorum, if you like, of 3 other monks, or maybe 2 other monks. I'm not 100% on whether it's 3 or 4 for this. If it's 4, there'll be another one coming. Because I think there's only, including me, 3 bhikkhus here and 2 samaneras. Only reason I doubt is I don't speak Thai, they don't speak English. So I've now been here a week and everything has been established by showing, by demonstration, by watching and copying and understanding, patience, care, and it's working very well. I like it like that. It means your mind is clear from thinking speech and speech thinking. You don't have to think, oh, what am I going to say next? And you don't have to think, oh, why did I just say that? Because you can't. So it's one hindrance gone and it leaves you free for practice. But before this Uposatha on Saturday, I need to know the Patidesana properly. I do know it in my way, but everything is slightly different. This is part of the chanting. That's our ceremony of forgiveness. We ask our senior monk for forgiveness and junior monks ask us. Now, I don't know the reverse, which is so the junior to the senior monk asks, basically in summary, asks him to forgive you for any sins you may have committed in accordance with the Patimokkha and the various categories of rules. And then vice versa, the senior monk then says to brother, he says, and you also forgive me, and he repeats that. So I'm always in the position of junior monk, as I should be, I will be here, but maybe one of the other monks that I'm not sure, Samanera or Bhikkhu, maybe they may need to do this with me, which will reverse the roles, because they sit, I only know our order of, how would you call it, we don't say seniority, but number of vassas, time in the robes, by where we sit when we're eating and where we go in the arms round queue, because this is the only, there's no hierarchy in this tradition or in Buddhism. It's purely the length of time you've been in the robes. And if you've been in the robes for 40 years, you're at the front of the dinner queue. If you've been in the robes for 4 minutes, you're at the back. It doesn't matter if you're 56 or 21. That's the way it is. It doesn't matter if you're an enlightened being. If you've only been in the robes one day, you're at the back of the dinner queue and you get what's left. It's not quite as bad as I'm making it sound, but it can be in impoverished monasteries. This is a very well supported monastery, so by then I need to just brush up on my chanting abilities, skills, which are very lacking, to be honest. I've been quite lazy. I don't obviously have the chanting book out when I'm in the temple, but I do surreptitiously have the chanting at view on my phone, hidden away somewhere, so I can glance where I'm stuck. And in the important aspects where you have to repeat actual important lines, you really should know this, and I should know this. So I'm going to spend today on, I don't know whether you can see this, this is a typical Chongrum walking meditation path. I'm going to do some walking meditation up and down here, but rather than specifically meditation, I will use this opportunity to learn those few lines that I need to memorize by Saturday. If I start now, it's only Tuesday, plenty of time ahead. Tonight, 7:30 p.m. UK time, I have my Zoom meeting with the Hampshire Buddhist Society. So if I am going to speak to them, I will video that and put it on here. I think I can do that with no one's permission other than my own. I won't put them on here unless they would like me to. So with that, I will just show you a little walking meditation by way of introduction and say goodbye, best wishes. May your practice be enjoyable and fruitful. Until next time. And I must say, just one additional thing, if anyone can offer me tips, it's not a problem, but to upload a video here, I have to use just the ordinary thing in the phone, the SIM. Obviously there's no Wi-Fi. And I think there's barely any of the SIM stuff coming out of the sky also. So to upload one of these short videos takes about 12 hours. So you're getting them a little late. But they're not late because there's no convention of time to be adhered to. But sort of apologies for that, but it's working. But if anyone knows a way around making that a little more of a quickly process, I have thought maybe using the other phone, because you may know I have two here now. This has a not so good camera, so that would probably speed the upload time, but then make the picture not so very good. And I can't actually see the end result because I've only got a phone which isn't very good. So the quality of the picture on this phone isn't very good, whatever number goes after the quality of the video. You can tell I'm not very experienced in this kind of thing. Look, any technical tips would always be gratefully received, as long as they're not to involve me in extra stuff, but make my life easier. I would very much welcome those suggestions. So there's a little plug for some of your advice, actually, worldly people's advice, because I'm a little out of touch. I think when I left the real world, I had an iPhone 4, and that was really top notch, and it lasted me for a long, long time. I did graduate right up to a 6 or a 7, still as a lay person, but I was living as a monk, and I always had a 2 or 3 year old second-hand one. So that's where I'm at. Now I have just the very cheapest Indian version of a smartphone, which is very, very good and much more advanced than that iPhone 4. So look, I'm going to show you this meditation path and just practice and start off with some walking meditation. I'll turn the camera around. Now, I don't know how that video looked because I couldn't see the screen. I was just holding the camera. This isn't my kuti. I've just chosen this path, which I did sweep yesterday afternoon. You see it's sand, so it's quite nice. Although I need to toughen up my feet, so I might go back to my one at my kuti, which is concrete, because the arms round in the morning does involve some really sharp stones, and I'm getting some very sore feet. I mean, a week though, I've gone a week and no problems, so it's just a matter of getting used to that. But for walking meditation, you know, I think I've shown you before, look, it's very easy. You walk. You don't walk fast, you don't walk slow. Ordinary pace, maybe just a little slower. And before you start, relax, stand. Take some deep breaths. And you see the end of the walking path. Make a determination to walk to the end of this walking path and not think about anything else other than stepping right. Oh, let me try this so I can see, you can see. And stepping right, stepping left. Or you can even say like lifting, moving, placing. Lifting, moving, placing. Lifting, moving, placing. Like this, lifting, moving, placing. Whichever manner suits your way of doing things. Lifting, moving, placing. I tend to say stepping left, stepping right, stepping left, stepping right, if I'm using something like that kind of mantra. It rather depends on your preference. So, stepping right, stepping left. Or you could be bu, to, bu, to, bu, to. This would be normally my little mantra for walking meditation. Bu, to, bu, to, bu, to, bu, to, bu, to. When you get to the end, and I'll turn the camera around here because I'm going to be facing into the sun, I think. So when you get to the end, you stop. And you ask yourself, from the beginning to here, was my mind on Bhutto, or stepping left, stepping right, or lifting, moving, placing? Or was I thinking? Now, of course, I was thinking because I was talking to you, so I can say, no, I was doing both. If you were doing both, tell yourself you were doing both, and then turn slowly, and turning, turning, turning. You can say that if you wish, you don't have to. And then make another determination that you will simply walk to the other end, not trying to stop thinking. Even if you do think, you can stop. So let's say you're stepping right, or bu, do, bu, do, bu, do, and your mind wanders. I've got those lines to learn for the Patimokkha. How am I going to do that? And you're walking Bhutto. Then think, stop. Just stop. Physically stop. With your feet together, or slightly apart, but you know, in line. And just relax and take a breath. And let the thought pass. And then continue walking. Bhutto, 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 Bhutto. In case you're wondering what I'm saying Bhutto. Bhutto. It's the Buddha, the Buddha's name, awakened one. And it's said like two syllables, Bhutto. It's spelt with a D at the end and a D at the beginning, but the second D is pronounced to. Bhutto. So it's a very nice way of reminding yourself of the Buddha and the Buddha's teachings whilst you're walking meditation. So like this, it's just walking, to, bu, to, bu, to, bu, to, bu, to. Okay, and then you stop and you turn. This is about 20-30 paces long, this path. which is ideal. If you're in a sitting room, a living room, a dining room, a bedroom, the longest length of the room is diagonally. So move the furniture around, and even if it's only 10 paces, 9 paces, 7, just walk a little bit more slowly and as mindfully as possible from corner to corner, and it can be done even in the smallest of accommodation. A car park outside in the garden, if the weather's okay, wherever you can find. It's a good break to your sitting meditation. It's to be done in order to keep your awareness into the body, bringing it back into the body. So as your mind starts to think, rather than coming back to the meditation object of the breath, you're coming back to the actual feel and movement of the feet. Now if you go on arms round, which is a kilometre to the village, on those very sharp stones, your mind is not away from the feet. You're trying to get your mind out of the feet, if you think of it that way. So do the reverse. Bring your attention right into the feet so that you're feeling the ground, the carpet, the tarmac, the concrete, the sand and the leaves, whatever it is, and feel that in your feet. This is bringing your conscious awareness to the feet, the movement of the feet, the walking. So with that, I will hopefully piece this together, because I've accidentally turned the video camera phone off several times when I've been talking to you. I think I can make it go all together and speak to you again very soon. Namo Buddhaya.